Hi, I'm Lillian, welcome back to my channel Ink and Pages. This video is just going to be me talking about my 4 favourite Bookish maps because I think they're cool and I want to show them off in a video. The first map I have to show you is from the Song of Ice and Fire series, aka what I call the Game of Thrones series, even though that's not what it's technically called, it's called the Song of Ice and Fire series. But the maps in this series are just so absolutely beautiful. I love them, they are perfect, they are exactly what the map in a fantasy book should look like. And I also love that no matter how small a place is, like if it's mentioned in the story, you can almost definitely find it on the map, which I think is just so cool because the series is so complex and far-reaching that like these maps get a lot of use when I'm reading the books. And so it's very gratifying to be able to find where like everything is and know exactly where the characters are almost all of the time. I also want to give props to this series for not being afraid to have multiple pages of maps. That's right, we've got 4 pages of them in just the first book, which I love. I feel like quite often series will have one double spread and be like, right, this is our maps page. And then if the story progresses from there and goes somewhere else to a new land which isn't on the original map, like they never think to do another map. And I'm like, well, that's quite a basic requirement. If you're going to put a map in for one part, why not put a map in for everything? It annoys me when they don't do that. But Game of Thrones does. And so in the first book, we've got 4 pages of maps. But by the time we get to the most recently published book, we've got not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 6, oh no, but 7 pages of maps. Which is cool, which is doing exactly what I wanted it to do. As it goes to new places and covers new terrain, quite literally, you get maps of those areas so that you always know where the characters are. And I love that, and I love how detailed the maps are, and yeah, how they have like tiny villages on, and you can always find places on them. I just think they're so well done. They're so well done, and I'm very obsessed with the world building of this series. And I mean the maps, yeah. The maps are a large part of why. So the next map I have to show you is from a childhood favourite book of mine, which is Dragon Rider by Cornelia Funke, we actually reread last year. And the map in this gets an extra point for being in a French flap. Like just look at the movement, look at the motion of that, it's gorgeous. It's quite a simple map compared to Game of Thrones, and also like it's of our world, so you might not need a map to know where like India is, but it's there anyway and I really like it. And what I also like about this map is that it shows you, like, don't look too closely or spoilers, but it shows you the route that they should have taken and then the route that they actually took. So you can follow along where the characters are, even though it doesn't always explicitly say like, oh, now we're crossing the international borders, now we're in Greece or whatever. Like you can still follow along and see where they are because you can take prompts from the story and work out where on their actual route they currently are. So yeah, it's simple, it's elegant, it's on a French flap. It was made by a rat. It says property of Gilbert Greytail. Gilbert made this map and gave it to them. I just really like it. It's just a really nice map. Next is another series. It is the Chronicles of Ancient Darkness series by Michelle Paver. There are 6 books. I'm gonna hold them all up because my favourite thing, my favourite thing about this series, right, is that each book opens and then on the inside cover, no, there it is, like the first page, you get a map of the like forest, continent, whatever you want to call it, where the story takes place. And you're like, oh, great, love a map, love seeing where everything is. It's very detailed, it shows you like where all the different clans are, and it's great to follow along with, which is really like the main purpose of a map, so that you can look at it and know where your characters are. And this just fulfills that perfectly because it's a very good map. But my other favourite thing is that in each other book, we then get a different map. So in this book, he goes like north, south, east, west, he goes west, some islands. So we get the island map, but then at the back, we have that original map again. So you can see the original places and the original map plus the book specific setting and the book specific map, which is like so useful. It's so great, and it does it for every single one. I'm going to show you them all now. So in this book he goes like north, they go north up to some icy places, and it's not as detailed, this one, but yeah, you get the icy places, and then you get the original map at the back. In book 4, where did they go in book 4? They go to like a lake. Yeah, here we are. Lake Axehead. We get in detail because that's where a lot of the action takes place. And then at the back we have, that's right, the original map again. Incredibly useful for context. Book 5, they go into like the deep forest. So we get a map of the deep forest. It's so useful. And again, the original map at the back. I'm going to stop showing you that. And then finally in the last bit, I suppose it's on a mountain? Yeah, here we are, the high mountains. We get a detailed map of them. And I just cannot obsess enough about how great the maps in this series are, and the use of maps and the decision to have multiple maps, 6 different maps for 6 books. I love it. It's one of my favourite series ever anyway, and the maps just take it up that extra notch, I think. And so the final map I want to feature in this video is the Lord of the Rings maps, because honestly they're just iconic. And they're iconic for a reason, because they're amazing. And basically every fantasy series that came after kind of copied Tolkien's style. Let's be honest, like everyone's taken inspiration from the Lord of the Rings maps for their own stories and their own fantasy land maps. So I have this gorgeous edition of Lord of the Rings. This is, I pinched it from my dad. This is all 3 of the books in one. Look how thin it is. It has like incredibly thin Bible paper. And it not only has multiple maps in, but they're like fold out maps. That's right, I'm going to show you. So at the end of, oh, where is it? I think at the end of the 2 towers, we have this map, and I'm going to see if I can do it. Look at that. Look at that. Aww. Can you see it? Can you see it? I'll show you it better in a different angle. So this one that comes at the end of the 2 towers is like a close-up of Gondor, and you can see the edge of Mordor in it, and you can see like a little bit of Rohan. And just look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Like this way of drawing mountains, I'm obsessed. I can't get over how beautiful this is. And I love the audacity of the publisher to be like, yeah, we'll put in a big fold-out map. People love that stuff. And they were right, because I love it and I'm obsessed. And then also at the very end of the book, here we are, we've got another fold-out map, which is the classic Middle-earth one that you're probably all familiar with. There we are. Beautiful, iconic, stunning, gorgeous, all of the adjectives. And for that, it is, I think, my favourite book map ever. Lord of the Rings wins it. So thank you for watching this silly little video that I just wanted to make so I had an excuse to talk about how much I love these maps. If you have any favourite bookish maps from other series, please let me know. I'm obsessed with them, if you couldn't tell from this video. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!